Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Express Meditation. So I think last week with Venerable Dondrup, you went through the Buddha potential. That's a good one to contemplate. A good one and sometimes a difficult one, but inspiring one at least. So I think today we'll look at the qualities of Buddha's speech and imagine how it could be to have these powers, the qualities of Buddha's speech, qualities of Buddha's mind, and what it would mean, when we would encounter the Buddha, or if we become a Buddha, or when we become a Buddha. So interesting perspectives. So we just begin by finding a comfortable position, relaxing our body, relaxing our mind, feeling grounded in our seat. With a straight back, straight neck, and just checking that your body's relaxed. Checking those joints, the ankles, knees, hips, and the wrist and the elbow, shoulders. And the neck. Making sure that there's no tension, no pain, but also no subconscious uh, clenching. Just a relaxed body. A relaxed body is a relaxed mind. So when we're working with meditation, we're drawing our mind inward. It's not an external activity, it's an internal activity. So we draw the mind in. And it can help when we bring our attention to our breath. Right at the center of our chest. This expansion with the in breath and the contraction and compression with the out breath. So we'll just watch our breath for a minute, drawing our mind and our attention inside. And then we bring to mind our intention. Why are we meditating? What brought us here today? Maybe our intention is to free ourselves from cyclic existence and all the suffering that's associated with it. Or maybe we want to develop our mind towards becoming a fully enlightened Buddha. So that with that omniscient mind of the Buddha, we can help free all the sentient beings in cyclic existence. And if we aspire to become a Buddha, we need to understand what it is to be a Buddha. We need to understand that we have this Buddha potential, each of us. And the Buddha potential just has to be uncovered. It's already there. It just needs to be uncovered, discovered, and awakened. So when we specifically look at the qualities of Buddha's speech, and we see the power that the power in Buddha's speech, because you can imagine that every living being, if they were to ask Buddha a question on a different subject at the very same time, so even just the humans, There's so many billions of us on Earth, and we're simultaneously to ask the Buddha a different question on a different subject. The power of Buddha's speech is that with a single word, Buddha could answer all of the questions in their own language. And the answer would be exactly according to the individual level and understanding of each person. And it's only the Buddha speech that has this quality, that has this power. So I think it's hard for us to grasp this possibility. It seems so impossible. But maybe we take in an example of how this could be possible, right? So if we travel back in time to when we were young and we were in school, and there were some easier subjects and there were some harder subjects. But there was always a teacher that could easily, maybe not in one word, explain to us difficult subjects for us. Whereas all the other teachers, they couldn't do that. So think about that teacher. And try to recall the clarity with which they were able to explain something that seemed very difficult. So we don't even have to imagine, do we? We've had the experience where people in our lives can explain something clearly, simply, in a way that our mind could receive it. So it's no different with the Buddha. It's just much more advanced and more precise. So this is the quality that the Buddha's speech encompasses. The quality to communicate with each sentient being on an individual and beneficial basis. And so we can also look at the Buddha's mind in the same way, right? So Buddha's omniscient, has this omniscient mind and perceives all phenomena simultaneously, perceives past, present, and future simultaneously. The mind of the Buddha can effortlessly concentrate on all phenomena at the same time. And then um, whereas an ordinary person finds that very difficult. He even finds it difficult to concentrate on one thing at one time, much less two things or more. So, like an ordinary person, if we're trying to meditate on bodhicitta and emptiness at the same time, the person would lose concentration through lacking the necessary mental energy. But the Buddha can concentrate, can relate on the absolute truth and all phenomena simultaneously. The Buddha's mind can also perceive specific karma of all living beings. So the Buddha knows the difference. The Buddha knows the difference between different mental states, knows the difference between different mental states, individual thoughts, and whether they're producing positive or negative karma. And when asked, the Buddha is able to give a complete answer about the causes and effects relating to every person or object. So hmm, that's an unbelievable quality. So if we look at ourselves and we just check, what is the quality of our mind? How good is our concentration, our ability to focus on a single object, task, subject for a minute? What do you think? What about our memory? Today's Thursday. So what did you have for lunch last Thursday? It's a little difficult to remember. I think with a little reasoning, I might be able to figure out where I was, what I was doing. Maybe something happened, and maybe I could remember what the lunch was last week. But that's a lot of reasoning. That's not direct access to that memory, to that information. So we can clearly appreciate this Buddha mind, this potential that the Buddha's mind has. In fact, there's uh, a story where I don't know the details exactly, but many people gathered around the Buddha. I think hundreds or thousands, and they wanted to validate or challenge the Buddha a bit, and asked the Buddha to tell the names of everyone standing in front of him. And so then the Buddha proceeded to name all of the individuals. And this is quite a simple power. The karma of each individual is much more deep, much more profound. But we get a little taste of what that could be, right? And so we dedicate all of the merits, all the contemplations that we made during the meditation session, all the aspirations that we created, and we dedicate all of those so that uh, may we and every sentient being around us that we have contact with, that we don't have contact with, that we can see and that which we cannot see, all become enlightened Buddhas as quickly as possible. And may those that are suffering, may their suffering end instantaneously. Thank you, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy sunny Thursday. May there be no more hailstorms.